Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I also was going to ask you guys on your thoughts and opinions. I'm not sure if I have enough battery and exactly what all I should say and not say. My father had passed away and I'm not in his will at all, not mentioned at all. And my stepbrother put himself down as his son and got the death certificate, even though the state vital statistics that I called said that his mom and dad were both on his birth certificate and he's on both their death certificate. But he put himself on my dad's death certificate so he could cash out all his life insurance policies and cash out everything at his banks. And so I went to go talk to an attorney, and I didn't know that it was an attorney for somebody in my family on that side of the family. They didn't tell me that it was a conflict of interest. They just wouldn't take my case. And so every other attorney I talked to based their opinion off of that guy's opinion, and come to find out he is someone's attorney on that side. So I really wasn't sure what to do. Not really many of my family have been supportive in me trying to go after my inheritance. They're like, don't worry about it. But before my dad passed away, he had given me his property and his homes, and I live in an apartment. It would be great and such a blessing to have property and a home. Like, come on now. And my stepbrothers and stepsister, they're all older than me, and the cops had to call the hospital had to call the cops on my stepsister when I went to go see my dad when he was in ICU. And then she told me that she was going to walk all over me. And I was in charge of everything at the hospital and of his organs and everything. And I didn't know that my stepbrother was friends of people at the funeral home. And they ended up giving him a boat for them to put on there that he was next of kin. And I was like, hey, he's not next of kin. I'm next of kin. And the guy was like, well, are you paying for it? But my dad had already paid for his funeral and life insurance policies. And I was like, can I see the copies of the life insurance policies? And the guy told me no. And he was very rude. My stepsister told me she was going to walk all over me. They took everything from me. They asked what I wanted, and I said I wanted everything that my dad had promised me. And I guess they thought that I meant everything. So they ended up not giving me anything. They asked me which car I wanted out of like the 11 in the parking lot, and I was of my dad's house, and I was like, a certain truck, and he's like, well, you're not getting that. So they gave me this van. Well, then they came and took the van like it was our only means of transportation at the time, and I had paid to get it fixed, and they came and towed it away. And so everybody that I asked for help and about what to do, or help for an attorney, or if they knew any attorneys or what I should do, or if they would be by my side and support me, everyone just told me to let it go and forget about it. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just, I tried to represent myself in court. And I'd already done that before in the past, and I won, and I changed the law in 4 states. So this was a different county. I tried to represent myself in court. I had the proper paperwork filled out. They wouldn't even take it. They wouldn't even accept it. They were like, you can't represent yourself. And so the judge denied me to represent myself. The judge denied for continuance, even though I was bald-headed from my hair falling out from chemo. Like the first time I shaved my head because I didn't want chemo to take it. The second time it had grew back, and then after the chemo, my hair had fell out. And so like I didn't have any hair because I was bald-headed chemo, inactive chemo and radiation. And this probate judge would not let me get a continuance. He did not give me a child's part. He acted not at all like I was my dad's child. I have like DNA records, and my dad's on my birth certificate. My dad left me out like before my stepmom passed away from cancer. And I'll tell you why I said this in a minute. Okay, she passed away from cancer, but she told my dad, if you love me, you'll leave everything to my kids. Well, my stepbrothers and sisters are a lot older than me. Like, they got kids almost my age. And then whenever I was like, well, I have cancer, my stepsister said, good, bitch, I hope you die. So it's like, wow, this is the family that I'm dealing with, like, what? And they've just been very horrible to me. And my stepbrother, he has like a city or state government job. He has a very good job. He was walking around with his pants shaking. He had bottles of pills in his pocket, walking around making jokes about shooting me, that he had guns in his pockets, and if he accidentally fell and if I got shot. And he had said something like right after my dad died and we had walked out of the hospital room and we were in the hall of the hospital, he was talking about how this was good timing because he needed $25,000 to fix his garage. Then later I found out that my dad gave each one of them $25,000 or $75,000 inheritance for when their mom passed away. But they didn't give me anything but a headache, and I was battling cancer. Like,